Hi everyone, this is Samir and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'll be talking about the benefits of traveling alone, and it's more of a reflective video where um, I reflect on my month-long travel journey to Colombia, where half of it was solo and half of it was attending a friend's wedding in a group with a group of friends. So let's crack on. So number one reason for traveling solo is that you meet more people and you have a more enriching experience of that country. So, for example, when I went to Colombia, and especially when I was alone, I was talking to a lot more locals in their local language in Spanish, and I'm learning Spanish. So, again, if you want to learn a local language, it's so much better to travel by yourself than, let's say, travel with a companion who speaks the same language and you talk to them in English rather than the local language. And actually, I came across some individual in hostel. I remember talking to a couple of girls in Santa Marta, where one of them mentioned that she didn't practice any Spanish just because she was surrounded with her friends who were traveling from England as well. So traveling solo does that, where you speak to a lot of individuals. I remember, like, in my vlogs, you can also see how I'd been speaking to locals. I actually met a local family in my day trip to Minka, which was an amazing experience. Then secondly, the benefit of traveling alone is also experiencing this country more. And why do I say that? It's just because you're outside. When you're alone, you're outside of your comfort zone, right? So you're instantly checking what to do, like the activities to do, where there are other people as well who do solo traveling. And by doing that, by actually going out and exposing yourself, maybe it's just as simple as sitting by yourself in an hostel accommodation in the social kitchen, and there you meet a lot of people as well. So meeting people is one of the key things, and my friend who I met in Santa Marta, Alexandra, would say the same thing. So Alexandra is traveling from Germany and she is in Colombia for how many days?
For 4 weeks in total.
4 weeks. So what do you think are, let's say, the top benefits of traveling solo for you personally?
So I think one of the most important things is that when you're traveling alone, you're meeting people, like Samir, for example. So you're not closed in your group, but you're open-minded and just looking for contact with others and getting to know people who are in the same mentality of just exploring the world and seeing places.
Now, second point about a benefit of traveling alone is the flexibility that it offers. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, like, for instance, if you're by yourself, then you can pretty much do anything that you want. So, for instance, if you have a day trip planned, but a day before you're not feeling well, or you aren't in the mood, or the weather is not that amazing, then you can actually postpone it and not do it. But if you're traveling with a group of people, then you have to take into account everyone's perspective and everyone's sort of opinions of what we should do. So there's a lot of independence and flexibility when you're traveling alone. For example, I met Charlie, a Nicaraguan and American person, in my trip to north of Colombia, and he mentioned the same points, benefits of you can upscale your standard or downgrade your standard, not care about other people. So if you're traveling with the other half, or let's say if traveling with friends, then you have to take into account other people's opinion of where you're staying and where you're not staying, etc., etc. And as a subset of this point, you also meet really cool people where you learn from their life experience. So for instance, I met Charlie.
Solo traveling definitely. Some of the good benefits is the freedom that you have, being able to do exactly what it is that you want. You meet a lot of different people, and yeah, you get to go with the flow. If you travel with somebody, whether it's your family, your friends, a partner, they probably like to do something, whether it's staying at a resort,
Yeah.
or whether it's getting off the beaten path.
Yeah.
But when you're traveling solo, it gives you the opportunity to meet new people and try new things. Stay at hostels, lower your standards, also raise your standards as well, as opposed to certain people you have to, like, let's say, take into consideration. And I feel that's the best way to have new experiences as well.
Now, the final point of traveling alone and why it's good is that you get to know yourself a lot more, as compared to, let's say, traveling in a huge group. What do I mean by you get to know yourself a lot more is the fact that you are you are sort of thrown into different situations. So, for example, I had different issues in Colombia. My baggage didn't come on time, for instance, so I had to go, like, for the wedding, my friend's wedding. I had to, just before the wedding, I had to buy a new suit, actually get the suit tailored as well as get a haircut and all of those things. Not just suit, like every piece of clothing I had to buy myself. And what does this teach you? This teaches you that uh, life will throw different things at you, but you as a person can make strong decisions about it.
One of the benefits, like, actually you have to ask yourself, how do your holidays have to look like? How do you want to spend your time with, like, being more active or being more calm? So that's a big question, and even like getting to know yourself. What do you like or prefer?
Cool. And final question, how are you liking Colombia?
Oh, it's amazing. It's just so good. I think a lot of people are having the first idea of being like a dangerous country, but in the end, for now, I met so many lovely people here and very helpful, polite, and yeah, so it's been amazing. The landscape is just changing. We have so many places to see, and yeah, one thing that I already said before is, like, yeah, time is missing, so there's so many places, and it's difficult to see all of it. So you have to choose. Exactly.
Great, thanks a lot, Alexandra.
Thank you.
So that was Alexandra sharing her experience. Ciao.
I mean, yeah, there are a bit of downsides as well of traveling alone. For instance, if I'm out and about and I see like a cute couple, I'd be like, oh, I wish I had someone as well by my side. And the feeling of loneliness does kick in sometimes, but at the same time, it's not for very long. And just as a side note, like, traveling alone as a single guy in Colombia was amazing. Like, I got to meet a lot of single girls, go on dates, have good interactions with them. So that was another point. Like, traveling alone, even as a male and a female, like, it's quite good because you get to meet other people from opposite sex as well, and it's quite thrilling, and you get to know yourself a bit more about how you deal with people, how you interact with people, how social you are. And especially given that I generally am more of an introvert, going into Colombia, and living through those experiences that I lived, it pretty much made me more on the extrovert side, I'd say. My family and friends sort of do so confirm and agree with that. So yeah. Anyways, that was it from the video today. Hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed my sort of introspection of traveling alone. And please hit the like and subscribe button and keep watching my YouTube. Ciao.